right, if you're watching this video today, someone has shared it with you so that you can get a better idea of who All Things Indexed and Common Sense Financial are, and give you an idea of how it might be able to help you and impact your life. I'm Stephen Ross. I've been in the financial services industry for over 20 years. I am the CEO of All Things Index and one of the founding partners of Common Sense Financial. And I'm excited to be able to take some time today to be able to share with how this has impacted me and it's completely changed my life and the thousands of other people that we've been able to help over the years. And so as we get started, do you mind if I take a minute to share why I love what I do? When I was 22 years old, I was searching for something and I didn't really know what it was. But I did know two things. I knew that one, I needed to learn about money, right? I had met people, I had known people who their lifestyle was not dictated by their job, right? Or their salary. And they had done some things with their money that allowed them to be able to live a lifestyle that was greater than their job. And so I was like, man, I need to learn how to do that. What can I do with my money to be smart with my money? So I was on this search and I looked into getting a finance degree in college and other things like that. And that just really wasn't what I was looking for. That was more corporate, that was more laws and business law and these different types of things, accounting and stuff like that. And that's not what I was looking for. I was looking for what I could do with my money. And so as a result, I was still searching, right? And the other part of it too is that I knew whatever career, or if it meant that I had to have my own business or a job where I had freedom, I needed freedom to be able to do things in a way that I felt was the most efficient. And I didn't want someone else's thumb on me all the time, watching over me. I was going to work hard. I found in certain jobs, that I worked really hard where the incentive was there for me to work hard and there was reward for working hard. Other jobs I'd had where it didn't really feel like it mattered what I did. I wasn't going to improve. So my motivation to work hard, to be a good employee, and those things were not there, right? And so I know I needed some freedom, but I didn't. So I knew I needed these two things. I needed to learn about money and I needed to have some sort of career that gave me some freedom, but I didn't know how to match them together. But as I thought about these things, I ran into a guy named Heath. And one day he introduced me to the idea of financial services and being able to build an agency and things like that. And to be able to, so I jumped in. I didn't really know how it was going to work out. In fact, the only thing that really I knew was, hey, if this doesn't work out, at least I'll learn about money, right? So I felt like the default was going to give me something that I wanted. But one thing led to another. Here I am over 20 years later and have been a wonderful career, great family. You can see my family in the background, 5 kids. And it's just been a wonderful ride and all kinds of freedom and flexibility. And so not only has it changed my life, but I've seen it change other people's lives, right? The light bulb that goes on and that's gone on, where they now have hope in their financial future where they didn't have hope before. And I could give you examples of clients where that's been the case. And so that's why I love what I do, that we're making an impact, that we're giving education to people who have been underserved and making a difference. And so what I'd like to do is be able to take a little bit of time here and really kind of go through who we are and what we do and what our overall philosophy is and what our expectations are and those types of things. So if we could do that, let's dive in. All right, so all things indexed. All right, and so what I want to start with is our core values, who we are, right? Something that's critical to know about us is that we care deeply about our people and their success. We understand if they want to bet their future on us, we have to give them their absolute best. And so we strive to create the best work environment that you've ever experienced, right? A culture of camaraderie, trust, and friendship. And so a culture that aligns with who you are and who you want to be, right? A culture of growth, all right? While at the same time, putting you in a position to make the most money that you've ever made, right? And so that's at a core value. We also value, we also know that success in any career has to do with the right opportunity, the sales system, the training that creates trust and credibility. Our goal is to align ourselves with people who share the same values of hard work, coachability, integrity, and perseverance. Right. And so if you see yourself as someone like that, or has a deep desire to become someone like that, then frankly, then today could be the best career and income opportunity that you've ever been a part of. Right. And so, with that being said, let's talk about the financial services industry in and of itself. Okay. Because the average or median income for in the financial service industry is almost a six-figure income. That's the average. So there's a bunch of people making a heck of a lot more, some people making less, but for an average income, highly paid industry with a huge projection of growth, 15+% over the next decade, according to Forbes. Right. So it's not going anywhere. It's not declining. It's only increasing and growing. And there's over 300,000 jobs, almost 400,000 jobs, really, in the financial services industry, according to the Bureau of Labor and Statistics. Okay. Also, the insurance and financial services industry make up over $2 trillion dollars of the gross domestic product, right? Or almost 10% of that is purely financial services. So it's $1 trillion industry, huge opportunity there. And this is what's very important, is that mobile searches related to financial planning and management have grown 70% over the last 2 years. Right? So people are looking, people are need this, people are wanting education about money. But there's some problems, there's some pitfalls with the industry. The industry in and of itself tends to focus on 10% of income earners, right? And you have to have a high minimum account balance before they'll even work with you. Typically $250,000 to $500,000 before they'll even talk to you, right? And as a result, their marketing is only directed to those people who already have money. Meanwhile, 80% of Americans are lower to middle class. They don't have the $250,000 to $500,000. They're just trying to get started, right? 48% of consumers that make 100K or more are still living paycheck to paycheck, right? So there's a huge segment, majority of the population does not fit into the traditional industry model. Most Americans know they need to save, want to be smart with their money, but who's knocking on their door? Well, we are. We're knocking on their door. That's where our niche is. That's where we built our business. That's why we've become so successful, is the market that we're working with. And so, because we believe that there's this huge question mark as it relates to money, right? We've all heard of things like stocks, bonds, mutual funds, mortgages, things like that. But the question always is, how does it relate to me, right? Who do I talk to? Who do I trust? Who do I get good information, right? How do I take advantage? Well, we feel like we break through that kind of veil of confusion, bring some light and understanding to that kind of complex financial picture, because most people are at point A financially in their life and they're trying to get to point B. But where's point B? Right? How do we know? Who do we talk to find out what that point B is? Because we're all driving down the financial roads, right? We're trying to be smart with our money, trying to stay out of debt, trying to invest wisely, trying to prepare for the future. We're all doing it. We're all driving, but are we even going the direction that we're going in the direction that we want to go to get to the destination that we want? Right? Well, that's where we come in. We help people identify where that point B is, so that they can have some confidence that the things that they're doing will lead them to a destination that they want to be at. Because the tragic reality is that that's not what is happening. What's happening is that the average household income for retired Americans, which is usually two people, is less than $50,000 a year. Average Social Security is only $1,700 a month. 37% of Americans have less than $5,000 saved for retirement, which leaves only 4 out of 100 actually retiring financially independent. Okay. And financial independence just means that I have enough money coming in each month to live the lifestyle that I want. That doesn't necessarily mean that you have to have millions of dollars to be financially independent. But the expectation is more like this, and the reality is more like these two pictures here. Okay. So 96% of people aren't making it and are arriving at that point B destination, and it's not where they wanted to be. Okay. So what we want to do is we want to help you build a financial house. Okay. And as you know, with any structure, without a strong foundation, it's kind of worthless, right? We need a strong foundation to weather the financial storms of life. Most people are in a situation where they just need to start building it versus having it already be built and trying to manage it. That's the difference between us and the traditional industry, is that the traditional industry is already taking a house that's built and managing it and remodeling it, so to speak. But we're starting from the ground and building it up from there, right? And so we are able to offer things that give market-based returns, guarantees against loss, not to pay tax as it grows, not to pay tax when you use the money, liquid, meaning you have access to the money without age stipulations and penalties. These are just some of the things that we can do for people that help build or establish a strong foundation. Now, don't get me wrong. If there's somebody that has a house that's already built, financial house, we can help them with that too. But for the majority of Americans, they just need a strong foundation, and we're perfectly positioned to be able to do that for them. Right. And so let's talk about our business system, right? What can we offer you as a potential agent with us? What do we offer you? Well, you've all seen these logos before, because they're some of the largest franchises out there. What do these businesses have in common? Well, they have a turnkey business system that anyone can buy and be successful and create a successful business, right? They already have the process that's already been proven to be successful. You just have to buy into it and run it, and you'll be successful. And so when you buy a McDonald's, a 7-Eleven, or a Hertz, what you're really buying is their business system that's been replicated thousands of times and has proven to be successful, right? So what we have is a proven business system as well. Okay, you're not buying a franchise here. Let me be clear. You're not buying a franchise, but we have a proven business system that's turnkey system. We have a system manual that will run you through exactly how you need to run your business. Weekly virtual and in-person training that can continue to support you. Field training where you have a trainer that can go out and help you work with people to be able to help them in their financial futures. We also have online access to 50 plus videos, books, and other resources at your fingertips from top industry experts in sales, mindset, entrepreneurship, and more, right? So that system, that turnkey system that you can plug and play is key. Now, I want to emphasize this is not a franchise, but in a similar sense, we have a process, a system that's proven to be successful that you can just plug into and go from there. We also have an agent-focused company. When we built the company, we understand that the agent is the real customer of the business, right? Our agents truly own their business. They get to own their code number, and it's really theirs. It's something they can grow and build, right? Our agents make more money than the company does, right? Meaning that the company runs on a margin that is enough for them to operate, but the profit is it goes back to the agents, and you'll be able to see that here in a minute. We offer quality products and services and top tier compensation, right? It's all about you. It's all about the agent, and putting the all decisions are made with the agent in mind, not with the company in mind, right? And so let's talk about the ways we can create income. And there's multiple ways to create income here with us. First is personal income. So you're able to go out, help basically one family a week, save a few $100s a month into a plan, a typical plan, and that would pay you over 6 figures a year, $133,000 to be exact in this kind of scenario, to help one family a week save a few $100s a month. Okay, which is a great income, great potential. If you want to expand that, if you want to expand that, you have the opportunity to have an agency, right? And to be able to train new agents and to be able to build that. Then and so if you're able to continue to help one family a week, and you have and as a group or as your agent, if your agency helped 16 to 24 uh families a week combined, right? Then save a few $100s a month, then your income goes up to several $100,000, $100,000 a year, even over a half a million, right? Potential. Okay. Then if you wanted to go beyond that, you can expand beyond that and have multiple agencies in different locations, right? Expansion income. And if you just had a few additional agencies in different locations, now we're looking at close to 700,000 plus to have to be able to do that. Right? So opportunity is huge to be able to not only, even if you just wanted to be a producer and go out and help individuals and families, or if you wanted to be able to build an agency, you can see where the income potential is here, right? And so the same thing applies here. Well, and then we have a partner pool, right? Those that become partners with us, all you have to do is qualify. It's not that difficult. And in fact, we want as many partners as possible. But when I talked about how that the agents make more than the company, it's right here. We take 100% of the net profit every year and we push it back out and pay it out to the partners, which has been done every single year and has grown every single year within the company in our existence. And so there's there's unlimited potential there with that partner pool and profit sharing, and the company just continues to grow and get bigger, and then the partners will continue to expand and grow and share in those profits together. So we're agent focused, multiple ways to make income, multiple six-figure incomes potential here. All right. So what are some of our expectations? Okay. What are some of our expectations? Now, regardless of what level you're at in your career, there's always going to be a sacrifice, right? A certain level of sacrifice has to happen no matter what. And so let's talk about the sacrifices that we make, to in our lives sometimes when it comes to our career. And so it's kind of like choose your hard, right? If you have a low paying hourly job that just barely pays the bills, then what is the sacrifice? The sacrifice is that is time. You're trading time for money, which is one of the biggest investments of your life, right? The amount of time you spend at work, okay? That's the sacrifice. Your career is probably not moving you to a place of living the life of your dreams, right? You're just barely getting by. All right. So additional stress because money never comes in fast enough, and you're making someone else wealthy typically. Right. So is this hard? Is this a sacrifice? Yes, absolutely. That's why. So then people want to get educated and they go to school, right? To have a salaried position job where you barely have enough to save. So now you're paying your bills, but you don't really have enough to save, which is a lot of people out there. Right. I mean, earlier the statistics showed that there's people making six-figure incomes. A lot of people making six-figure incomes are still living paycheck to paycheck, okay, with college degrees. So what's the sacrifice? The sacrifice is most jobs, or if you want to joke saying it's just over broke, jobs, employers pay you just enough to get you to stay. A lot of times, right? They'll pay you just enough to get you to stay. Sometimes it's called the golden handcuffs, right? You have to deal with office politics, right? Promotions are not always given on merit and performance, right? Many have student loan debt that prevents them from saving and investing. Most, sometimes you have to get even an advanced degree upon that to get higher pay, to qualify for higher pay. And you're still typically making someone else wealthy. Okay. So still a sacrifice. So let's talk about, the six-figure salaried professionals where they can save and invest, and, sometimes what's the sacrifice? Well, they often spend 5 to 10 years of additional schooling before they even start working to make any real money, right? They typically accumulate additional student loans before they even start working or can work in their field. During that time, they don't know if they'll even like the work that they'll eventually do. In fact, I know somebody who is a surgeon, an eye surgeon, who who spent 12 years of schooling and doesn't even really love it, right? Makes a great living, specialized, makes a ton of money, but it's unfulfilling and not something that he's excited about doing every day, right? But he's obligated to do it because he spent 12 years and tens of thousands of dollars to get there, right? They do well financially, but it comes at a high level of sacrifice up front. You're sacrificing your time on the hope of that additional income, and so there's a sacrifice there too, right? And so no matter what you do as a career, you're going to sacrifice something, and there's always time and money involved, and that includes this opportunity. That's why this isn't for everybody. Okay, we're looking for people who are looking for us, right? And if this is speaking to you, maybe you're someone that we would like to talk to further, maybe not. That's okay, right? But we want you to know up front that there's a sacrifice. But those but the result for those that are willing to put in the work with us means that they'll finally be in an environment they can truly love, while at the same time making the most money, making the money they truly deserve. What I love is that you can get paid like a doctor without all the extra years of schooling and student loans and money, right? So the sacrifice ends up being short lived. Okay. You saw the income potential definitely in the range of the high paid six-figure professional, but without the same kinds of sacrifices up front, right? So as a result of that hard work and that sacrifice and that dedication, we are going to reward you trips and recognition. Twice a year we have major trips to Hawaii and other locations across the world that you can qualify for, and that will be on the company dime, 5-star resorts. I mean, these are not locations that you typically would take your family to. These are like once in a lifetime locations for a lot of people that we're going to every single year if you qualified, multiple times even. Then we also get together twice a year for conventions and training events where there's recognition for those that have performed. As you can see here, some of the recognition and things that we receive. We want to celebrate you and your efforts and the sacrifices that you've made, so that you can be truly feel appreciated for the first time in a career, instead of being used, right? And so we're going to celebrate you and reward you for your hard work and your effort, right? And so to bring this to a close, the journey of 1,000 miles starts with one step, right? And so option one, maybe none of this really applies to you, and you just don't see yourself being able to go out and share this kind of a message with people. So consider becoming a client, right? Maybe you're not a fit for this, might not be a fit for you professionally, and you're happy with your career path that you're on, but consider meeting with one of our qualified agents to get your financial house in order and build a strong foundation, right? That's totally fine with us, right? Like I said earlier, this isn't for everybody. So option two is referral. If you like what you've seen, but you don't feel it's for you, I'm sure there's someone who would be perfect for us to talk to. If that's true, we'd like to make an appropriate connection, right? And our biggest strength is our referral system, and to be able to our reputation to be able to share with others. And so maybe there's some people that that this would be perfect for, even if it's not a fit for you. Option three, though, would be to become an agent, right? If you're someone who's willing to show up, work hard, has a desire to learn and improve within a business system that can help you do that, then we can't wait to meet with you one-on-one to explore further if you're a fit for us, right? You don't have to just choose one. Maybe you want to become a client and an agent, right? Maybe you want to refer someone and become a client. It doesn't matter. These are just career paths, let us know. Reach out to the person who sent you this video, and let's explore. And maybe you'll meet with me. Maybe you'll meet with one of our amazing qualified other partners and trainers that we have within the company.
All
With
right.
that, thank you for your time, and I look forward to possibly seeing you in the future. Fair enough?